In this video, I'm going to do these three questions from the chapter Straight Line as for class 11th. Let's begin doing with the first question here. In this question, it says, find the equation of a line parallel to y-axis drawn through the point of intersection of these two lines. Now, what do you know that equation of a line parallel to y-axis is what? X is equal to some constant. That's what we know, right? This is what we already know, and we are going to use this concepts in order to do this question. But let's say if I make a Cartesian plane here, just to understand the thing that we have to obtain the equation of a line which is parallel to y-axis, right? Let this be the line parallel to y-axis. We have to obtain the equation of a line, this line that I just made, and it's also given that this line is passing through the point of intersection of two such point, let's say this, and I made another line, right? So this is what they mean to say, that we know the equation of these two lines. Say if I write down the equation of this line over here, this is x minus 7y is equal to minus 5, this one. And the equation of this line, say, this is 3x plus y is equal to 0. What we can do here, we can solve these two equations to obtain the point of intersection of this line. Say this is, if I take this point as P, for example. And once we get its x coordinate, we can use this concept to find out the, or this formula to find out the equation of this line. So let's begin with solving these two equations. I'll be using elimination method in order to solve this. Now let's say if I write down the first equation, which is x minus 7y is equal to minus 5, and the other one is 3x plus y is equal to 0. Now check in case if I multiply this equation, I can multiply with 3 here and say this also with 3. So what do you get here? This is 3x minus 21y is equal to minus 15. The other one, oh, this should be multiplied with 1. Right, so this is 3s. I'm equating y, right? That's why. And this comes out to be 0 only. On subtracting these two equations, we get this get cancelled. So what we are getting is minus 22y is equal to minus 15. That implies y is equal to what? 15 over 22. But then as we say that we need the x coordinate, so I'm going to replace here, or we can obtain the substitution. We can use substitution to get x from this equation. Let's say I copy this equation as 3x plus y is equal to 0. So this is what 3 times x, replacing this y from here, which is 15 over 2. This is 15 over 22 is equal to 0. From here we get x is equal to minus 15 over 22. Now what I said, that equation of a line parallel to y-axis is in the form of x is equal to a, where a is some constant. So this is that constant. So we'll finally declare that the equation of such line, or the required line, is x is equal to minus 15 over 22. Right? So this is what should be our final answer. Now let's come to the next question. In the next question, we are given, we have to find the equation of a line drawn perpendicular to this line and through the point where it meets the y-axis. Right. So the first thing that we can do is to write this equation in the standard form. So this is what? 6x. If I take LCM as what? 12, right? Now let me do it again. The LCM is going to be 12. So this is 12. This is 3 times x, and 2 times y is equal to 1. And this is 3x plus 2y equals 12. Further, I can write this as 3x plus 2y minus 12. Now, using this relation, that is the slope of the line, this line, right, is minus a over b, I can say the slope is what? Minus 3 over 2. Now, what do you know that when two lines are perpendicular, right? their slopes are negative reciprocal. So I can say that the slope of the required line, right? The slope of the required line whose equation we have to obtain, let's say if I use this as M1 and this as M, will be negative reciprocal of this. So negative as well as reciprocal is going to be 3 by 2. Is it? No, 2 by 3, sorry. Negative and reciprocal is going to be 2 by 3. Now check here. We now know the slope of the line whose equation we have to obtain. We know the slope, and we also know that this line meets the y-axis, right? So if it is meeting the y-axis, we know that any point on the y-axis is in the form of 0 comma y, right? So if I replace this xy with this coordinate, I can get the value of y. One more time, either over here or you can replace over here so as to get the point through which the line is passing. So let's say if I replace here x with 0, I'm talking about this equation. Here I'm going to replace x with 0. So we are going to get 3 into 0 plus 2y is equal to 12. So we get y as what? 6, right? We got y as 6. Now I can say that we know the coordinate of a point through which this required line is passing. Now I'm going to use this formula that y minus y naught, that is slope point form, is equal to mx minus x naught to obtain the equation. Y minus y naught is what? 6 is equal to m is what? 2 over 3, x minus x naught, and x naught is 0. Right, so this, if I do cross multiplication, this is what? 3y minus, I'll show you the working here. This is 3 multiplied by y minus 6 is equal to 2 multiplied by x. That is, we'll get what? This has 3y minus 18 is equal to 2x. So if I write this in the simplified form, what I can rewrite this as 2x on the right hand side minus 3y, and keeping everything on the right hand side, is equal to 18. So we'll further declare like this to be our answer, right? This is the required equation of the line, right? Well, let me once again show you. This is the required equation of the line. Now let's move to the third question. And the next question is says, in what ratio the line joining minus 1, 1 and 5, 7 is divided by this line, which is represented by the equation x plus y is equal to 4. So what I can do, let's say if I take 2 points, A and B, and whose coordinates are given, let's say A is what? Minus 1, 1, and B is 5, 7. Now there's a line which is dividing this, right? And the equation of this line is what? X plus y is equal to 4. And we have to obtain the ratio, right? The ratio in which these the white line here is dividing that yellow line. So we have to obtain the ratio here. And I took the ratio as k is to 1. And that's what you have to write in the exam. Let the ratio be k is to 1. Now, what we are going to use, the formula which you have done here, that's a section formula here. The section formula you can apply to get it. Now, what you can get here, that is the coordinate of point P, right? You can get the coordinate of point P. Where's this gone? Yeah, let me fix it here. So the P here, let's say P, I took this as x comma y using this relation, that is mx2 plus n x1, right? So this is m and this is n here. So that is first is mx2, m into x2. So it's going to be what? 5k right? 5k plus n x2 n into x2, that is -1. So plus minus is minus. That divided by m plus n, that is k plus 1. And its y coordinate is will be what? M into y2. Now check here. M into y2. So m into y2, that comes out to be 7k plus n into y1, right? So y1 is 1 into 1 is 1 over m plus n. Right. So we got the coordinate of P. Now you can observe here that P lies on this line also. So it will satisfy this equation. That means I can replace this x with this and this y with its y coordinate, and this will give us the value of k, right? And that is the required ratio. So let's do this. This is x plus y is equal to 4. Replacing x with this, that is 5k minus 1 over k plus 1 plus y, which is from here, that is 7k plus 1 over, this is k plus 1, right? I made a mistake here. M and n I have taken m and n. So this is k plus 1 here. So it's going to be what? K plus 1 is equal to 4. Now, next I'm going to do is take LCM, and the LCM is going to be what? K plus 1. On adding this, 5 plus 7 is what? 12k. And this minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled. And that comes out, this is equal to 4. Now by cross multiplication, this is 12k is equal to 4k plus 4. 12k minus 4k is what? 8k. 8k is equal to 4. That implies k is equal to 4 divided by 8, that is 1 over 2. So now I will say that the required ratio which we have to get is 1:2. Right, this way we'll get the, yeah, that's correct.